Hello everyone, this is RaySpace and welcome back to All the Crazy Things, my stock science exploration in Kerbal Space Program 1.12. I have here the upgrade version of my in-situ resource utilization Tylo lander. Previously we sent the rescue lander, which doesn't have the huge ISRU unit or the drills or stuff like that, because we stranded a Kerbal on the surface, and it seems like the problem is that I had a small ISRU unit and I couldn't convert efficiently enough to generate enough excess liquid fuel and oxidizer so that it could run the fuel cell and still fuel up. And hopefully the bigger ISRU unit is capable of that, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll probably land this automated instead of sending a Kerbal down this time. And I have a little unit in the nose for that. It's one of the hex units. And I've tried to balance this as much as possible, but there is a flaw in this. As far as I can tell, I can't get the Kerbal out of the hatch when it's oriented like this, when I have the cupola like this. So that's a downside, and I think most of the other cans will have the same problem. So yeah, we basically need the Kerbal to stay in there. They're not going to be doing any surface science in this case. But everything is exquisitely balanced so that the stuff in front balances the ISRU in the back. And we also have the two Wolfhounds as our main engines. That's ambitious, obviously, and but efficient, but, you know, it's got to be balanced just right. And delta V wise on Tylo, let's see all the Tylo numbers here. We've got a thrust weight ratio of 1.79, which is good. You know, it's just 2 minute and 40-second burn time, basically. And we've got the nice ISP. And compared to the previous lander, we have about 800 meters per second more. So that should get us to land safely without the, tight margins that I had last time. So that's the good stuff. The bad stuff is we still have to be able to drill on the surface to fill up the fuel tanks in order for it to get back to orbit. So that is going to be more difficult. Alright, so we're going to launch this because we're still at the Joule window, and then we'll proceed with the missions that we are sending over. I haven't sent anything else over. I mean, the problem with this lander is that it's still not going to be able to refuel the Starship. Not Starship, that's a different thing. The big spaceship, Spaceship 2, when we aren't sending any extra fuel. So it isn't going to be good for fueling the spaceship from the surface because it just doesn't have that kind of capacity. So yeah, that's a bit of downside, even if it is a reusable lander for Tylo, which is something that we would very much like to have. Another thing is it doesn't exactly carry a whole lot of crew, right? The cupola only carries one. So, but it could probably be fairly easily swapped out for the lander can if we remove some of the stuff up front. But once again, they can't get out of it as far as I know when it's oriented this way. So, I don't know. Maybe, no. Maybe from the top one here, if we don't block it with the docking port. We could put the docking port in the back. So, that's another possibility. Anyway, let's launch it, see how it works, if it works, and then go on from there. The main thing is whether we can convert enough ore to fill up the tanks while still running the fuel cells. It's got these supplementary panels, but those are just so that we can keep control over it along the way without running the fuel cells. I do wonder if just 2 of these radiators are going to be enough, or whether I should put 4 like I had on the previous one. That's another question. I'm just using the same rocket we did on the previous launch, except this time I've changed up the Wolfhound stage because we needed a bigger fairing anyway. And so now it's packed up like that. This time the Wolfhound stage is mainly there to capture us into orbit around Joule and then get us over to Tylo, do all the maneuvers to get over to Tylo. And then after getting over to Tylo and capturing around Tylo, the lander will land. So this has 1,714 meters per second, and then hopefully these 2 stages can get us into orbit, and then this core stage with the Rhino transfers us just like last time. Alright, here we go. SAS on, throttle up, and launch. So once I've got landers for each of the locations, and really with the Tylo lander, I think we'll have it all nailed because we have a Minmus lander. You know, we've got Moon lander. I think, right? We've done the moon at some point. Well, I mean a moon ISRU lander. We need a refuelable ISRU lander for each place. So Minmus can be used for a whole bunch of places like Gilly and all, and then the moon can be used for a whole bunch of places like Val and such. And then Tylo is special. So basically, as long as we've got these basics down, we can handle a bunch of different locations. And after I've got landers for each location, I can set up bases. So after the landers, we'll have the bases. I want reusable, refuelable on the surface landers. The only thing is, well, is this gonna work with the ore concentrations on Tylo, or is it still gonna be a problem? The large converter is very good and all, though. Stations are easy anyway, like the spaceships themselves act as stations. They can have very large stations, that's no problem. Bases are the tough part. Okay, staging and clearings. Bases that don't spontaneously combust when you turn to them are the tough part. And that's always been my worry. You know, I would do a lot more base construction. I don't do a lot of base construction on this channel. But I would do a lot more of it if not for the fact that early on with KSP, I had a lot of things blow up on me on the surfaces. And that somewhat discouraged me from ever trying those things again. Because it's a big time investment to build up something on the ground and then have it all go haywire. So, yeah. Just trying to make sure we do it efficiently enough so that I have enough delta V to transfer, and I think we will have enough delta V in this stage to transfer. Alright, so 108 by 101, well, something like that. And let us see. Okay, well, mid-course correction will be done. We'll just do that for now. Right, well, this core can't turn automatically to the node. And the reaction wheel is really, really slow. And ignition. Well, I should probably double check that we aren't going to hit the atmosphere or anything. We are tilted down somewhat right now, but it should be safe as the sun sets behind us. Oh, I should also get out the dish. Maybe I should just send a fuel tank over. I mean, why not? Okay, alright, that looks good. Now plot the mid-course correction. I mean, we've got this nice jewel window. There are other things to do except for Tylo. Wish we had a better way to transfer fuel between vehicles. Stock never developed like the Kerbal attachment system pipes or anything. It's all, you have to dock them together. Well, I'm still gonna try and see if I can interest one of the moons into capturing me. Okay, that's a pass at Lathe that will capture us, so we just need to do this 123.9 meter per second burn. And we have enough in this Rhino stage, so I'll just have the Rhino stage hang out. Power seems fine, but this probably could do with a rotation to make that a little bit better. Other way. I should have used the other cones. Instead of it being pointy, I should have used the round top cones, but anyway, we've got these pointy ones now. That docking port on top is not meant to be not meant to be usable, not reusable, usable at all. That's just for orientation on landing. Okay, that's good enough for me. Yeah, let's send a tank of some sort. Well, I don't see any reason to change this tender, so I'm just gonna use tender 2 as tender 3 and launch it over there. Alright, SAS on, throttle up, and launch. Have we even rendezvoused the tender 2 with Spaceship 2? I don't think so, right? Oh yeah, well this one, the smoke effects are serious. I think it's just the vector engine does this. It's not like the Mammoth engine did a whole lot of it. I don't know. This situation just seems to be a little bit more special when it comes to launch. The Rhino stage seems to be able to do quite a lot after this though. Or need to do quite a lot after this, I should say. More than the last launch. Okay, staging, ignition. Whoa. No, I guess it's about the same. No, maybe a little bit more. A little bit more burden for the Rhino. I might not have pitched up enough here. A little bit low right now. And we've still got a lot of burning to do. Oh yeah, we're gonna cut it close here. Or maybe even on the wrong side of close. Please go up now. Okay, well, we'll be a little bit short of the transfer fuel. Okay, that's 100-kilometer periapsis. That's gonna change because we're still in the atmosphere. But we'll just let that happen. Let me get the nose cone off at least. Okay, off goes that. Docking port is free. Okay, we're in orbit. And we have a little bit less than I wanted to transfer, but we'll just use the tanker to finish that up. Same sort of exit location as the other ones, should work out just fine. Sort of match their outward bound trajectory. And much like the other ones, we'll be going out at sunset. Anyway, I have to wait for this to turn unless I want to turn on the RCS. I guess the problem with stock is that we can't just use one set of RCS ports unless we action group them. With Realism Overhaul, it does have a nice feature where you can activate the RCS ports in staging. And that's handy. So you can stage one set of RCS ports like the ones I have on the body here before staging the ones on the tender. But right now, if I turn them on, everything will go on. Actually, I think these... Oh yeah, that one's on. I mean, I guess it's alright. We've got a lot of mod propellant, but... But yeah, that is a nice feature of Realism Overhaul. Or Refuels. I don't know exactly which mod is responsible for that, because I usually have them all at the same time. Maybe we're going to need to do this in 2 different burns. It depends on where that maneuver ends up, but that seems awful low right now. Of course, we've got 4 minutes, but I don't think it's gonna get to where I need it to be in 4 minutes. So yeah, maybe 2 burns with this. It's got a long burn time. And it's not pointing in the right direction at all. Okay, fine, more RCS. The most I'm willing to pitch down is like 20 degrees. So I'm gonna wait for the maneuver node marker to get to 20 degrees and then start burning. I guess I'm okay with that. Okay, well, first burn. Alright, I'll go for a 3-hour orbit. Okay. So we'll do the rest of it on the next round. Temporarily high above Kerbal. Alright, staging. Oh, this time Val wants to play? Well, no, there's Leif there. Well, that's a capture. Pretty much in line. Pretty light pass at Leif. Keeps this pretty high. Gives us some options. It looks like an asteroid. No, that's not an asteroid. I wish that was an asteroid. That's just our little rechargeable battery. Maybe I shouldn't... Well, it's not counted as debris. Why is that rechargeable battery not debris? See, I'm not showing debris right now. But apparently that battery's not debris. I have an amazing lack of stuff. I need more stuff. Why is there no... Don't we have stations? Maybe they're not classified as stations. Hold on. We need to fix some things. Anyway, this is gonna be a mid-course correction, which will get Leif to capture us. And this is on its way out. It's got power. Alright, what is up with us not having enough stuff? Alright, all our stations are now marked as stations, and we are gonna follow the missions out and do the corrections with them. We've got 3 going over to Jewel now. Still got the Rhino here. I'll probably dump it after the Spurn though. Okay, not perfectly accurate there, but let's see what it got us. It's tough with the Rhino. Alright, we're all set up here with a correction in Jewel SOI, which gets us a pass at Tylo at 94 kilometers that captures us into orbit around Jewel and has us passing by Tylo again over on that side. I don't know if we need that. I'll reevaluate this when we get there. Maybe we can just, like, capture at first, or maybe that's not a good idea. Let's see. How much is that? I mean, the direct capture will get us there with 344 meters per second in a loose orbit like this, so probably there's no need to do anything fancier. So, Valentina is all set up with this rescue mission, and let's do some of the others. Really, maybe I should be going for Tylo approaches for all of them, instead of trying to use Lathe. Be probably simpler that way. So Tinder 3 next. Alright. Wolfhound. Well, we're sort of successfully getting the Lathe option here. But maybe a tweak when we get there will head us to Tylo directly. And that might be more advantageous. Let me see. Maybe the timing's off by enough to make that not worthwhile. Well, I could probably tweak it. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, one thing we have to do is make sure that we're headed in the same direction as everything else when we get to Tylo, though. Seems that way, though. Okay, so forget Lathe, we'll just go for Tylo. This takes more of a correction, though. Heck, we can even directly rendezvous with Spaceship 2 this way. Right there. But it's 1,000 meters per second difference. But it could be done. Anyway. That is possibly going too far. But we'll see. Anyway, this is all set up. Tender 2 is ready to go. Or sorry, this is Tender 3. Tender 3 is ready to go. And finally the other lander. Okay, doing this burn. Well, that's a crash course with Jewel, thanks to Leif right there. Yeah, let's try and get the Tylo option instead. This one's even further out though. That's a capture where we're not crashing into Tylo, okay. Are we going the right way? Yes, we're going the right way. A little bit of an inclination there. Oh, that's good enough for now, but it's a huge correction. And how much would it take to capture? Not that much to just capture, but if we want to get all the way down, it's gonna take a little bit more. But we've got 1,716 in this stage just for this. So that's less than 1,716, so we can do that. I'm not gonna actually dump this stage because I just fine-tuned this whole thing and I don't want to mess it up by the impulse of the decoupler. So we'll just wait for that when we actually do this burn. We'll decouple as part of it, or even use this 13 meters per second, I don't know. So this is on its way. I'll do the first arrival in this video and then we'll work from there, but I think maybe I'll have to do all 3 burns before even one actually gets to periapsis. I don't know. There's a 24-day gap between Tylo Lander 3 arriving and Tylo Lander 2 arriving. So we'll see. Alright, entering Jewel SOI with Tylo Lander 3. There we go. And it looks like our Tylo periapsis there is 13 days, so it'll be before the next mission comes in. So let's just get this one done. Well, not all the way done. We're not gonna land on Tylo yet, I'll save that for next time. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little switcheroo here. Once we finish this stage though, we need to use these engines in a different orientation. Okay, so throttle down, separation. And now we have to control from up here. And turn. Oh no, we don't have to control from there. Whoops, I forgot about this wolfhound. Okay, right. This control from here. Alright. That wolfhound first. Alright, go. I should have really done this thing at the mid-course correction. It's a little bit expensive here. Cancel that. And, well, let's just target Spaceship 2. Descending node, not too bad. Alright, well, we don't need to rendezvous with Spaceship 2 yet. And we'll capture loosely so that we can correct the inclination first. I mean, we don't need to correct the inclination because we're trying to land. But anyway, capture is going to take about 500, maybe less, for a really loose capture. Okay, we can do it for about 330-ish. Alright, on to Jewel. That's in 13 days before anything else arrives. And actually, maybe our solar panels should face the sun. We don't even have the fuel cells on yet. But we are in hibernation mode, so that's good. But yeah, we should recharge still like this. That's good. Okay, here we come. Entering Tylo SOI. Alright, capture burn. Oh, what's that? Franming on Tylo. Franming is the one that we're rescuing, right? I have totally forgotten the name of the Kerbal we're rescuing. I think it's Franming. I mean, we haven't landed anybody else on Tylo, right? Okay. Have we captured yet? Well, yeah, sorta. not gonna set up a rendezvous, even though we very definitely can. Alright, we have captured, and hopefully that's a firm capture and not some weird, iffy sort of business. And I'm gonna make sure our solar panels keep recharging us. And we are poised to rescue Franming with this mission, but of course we have the other option as well. Let's see. Okay, it is recharging like that while we're in time warp. So, that is underway. Hopefully one of these Tylo landers will work properly. We'll find out next time. So with that, I'll say, well, with this, I'll say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you next time.